Hey everyone, welcome to your online cafe. Um, before we get into the conversation today, I want to share something. So I had the most wonderful Sunday morning today, and that is because we have this group of people we call ourselves II4K, which stands for India Inc. for Kerala. So this group actually came together during Kerala floods. So it's a group of 8 of us, all from the same community. And when the Kerala floods hit Kerala, we actually formed this group and we adopted a village called Puthanvelikara in Kerala. And we actually rehabilitated and we rebuild the homes for them. So it's a voluntary group of us, and we do various projects. And we've been doing, we also did projects during the COVID times. We did rationing for the village of Silokra. So today we kickstarted a new project, which is Food for Hungry, and today was our first day. So we actually are planning to feed about 800 people a week. So 400 people on a Saturday and 400 people on Sunday, and today was our first day. So very excited. I'm very fortunate to have these people in my life. It's blissful to work with them. It's blissful to be friends with them. So I just wanted to share that. Coming on to today's conversation, one thing that every human being goes through is pain. Life is all about ups and downs, and we all feel pain. We all feel emotional pain, psychological pain, physical pain, and on many levels, we actually struggle almost on a daily basis as to how to deal with it. We have heard several gurus talk about it as to how to transform your suffering, your pain into victory, into positivity. But at times we don't know how to do it, and whether irrespective of where you are, we all go through our own fair share. And one thing that I always say it, and I totally believe in it, is the quality of our life depends on your responses to these situations. And if everybody deals with situations in different ways. So today we have the Mystique Master Viralji with us, who is not just going to talk about it. So he will tell us techniques to deal with past pain so that we can actually heal our own self. And also he will demonstrate live. If any of you would like to share your pain, he will demonstrate it live as to how to deal with that. He will tell us some techniques to how to heal ourselves. Perfect time to share our journeys with him. If not, he will tell us the technique. So let me bring him in and let's move on with the show. I will get to your questions at the end of the conversation. Please feel free to post your comments and like, share, and subscribe my channel. And let's build this community together. Let's learn together. Here's to Viralji. Hi Viralji,
Thank you
welcome
very
to your online cafe. Yay!
Yes.
Yes. You know why I do this coffee, Blue Mug Chat, your online cafe? Because I want to make it a little bit more casual. I don't want this to be a very hardcore, serious conversation, and doesn't need to be. And we can still learn so much from you for sure.
Surely.
Yeah. Viraj, to start with the basics, what is pain?
Okay. Pain is a mechanism that we are all built with. So, to understand pain, we need to understand how the brain processes the information. Brain is designed in a way to protect us in every condition, in every situation. Anything that is threatening to our life, their role and job is to scan the information and alert us and change the entire system by the autonomous nervous system, that is what we call, and always gives an information about the what is happening in externally and internally with us, with parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So these are the automated processes which we process the information. Anything which is a danger to our life, threatening to our life, threatening to our existence, it sends the alert to the brain, and brain starts, the entire brain is taken over into automatic mode, and whatever consciously we want to do, we cannot do that. and that's a way of it's a protective mechanism that is there with us to survive and to be the part of that. What we experience the pain, now let us quantify the pain into different segments.
Yeah.
So the one segment is physical pain, the another is psychological pain, third is emotional pain. I'm not going to talk about the spiritual pain. That's a very different journey altogether. So today's conversation, I will be only talking about these three kind of pain. So when we talk about physical pain, the physical pain arises out of some injury that can happen to you or an illness that you invite. Mark my word, illness that you invite.
Invite.
Yeah, all the illness are in your own invitation. And if you understand the body mechanism and the and what is called the how the brain functions and the how the thought runs, and it is psychosomatic in nature. So all the illnesses are psychosomatic in the nature, and that is why I say that all the illness from the energetic perspective, from the soul perspective, we invite it.
What
So
do you
this,
mean by, sorry, Viralji, I don't want to interrupt you, but when you say you invite these, what does that exactly mean? That we
I will
invite
come on
these?
that. I will come on that. I will come on that because it's too premature to, because let me build the basics of it. Once you
Okay.
understand the basics of it, once you understood that pain is a very good thing as far as our protection is concerned. So if there is some injury, you are surviving to the minimum. Even the illness is a very good mechanism because body is a very intelligent system, and it will see the ultimate illness is the death. So ultimate end is the death. So body gives the illness to survive us from the death. So suppose we have a fever or we have something else. So that is a what minimum that the body can take up.
Right.
That's minimum damage that the body takes up, that is only available to, sorry, that is available to us.
Okay.
So that is on the body part. So I personally feel that pain is very essential, is very important, and all bodies, all physical self that we are going to experience pain irrespective of anybody. Now,
Yeah.
as far as the psychological and emotional pain are concerned, that we built by the thought processes, beliefs, and mainly all emotional pains and personality traits that we pick up is from our childhood.
Okay.
In our formative years of 7 years, that whatever we go through is because of that. Yes.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that in a way, it looks like it's a good thing that we feel pain because it's a mechanism that is built around to protecting us, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain or psychological pain, right? But why do we feel pain though? And like when we
Now, when we say, we have to be very specific about the pain. Why do we feel pain? Means physical pain, psychological pain, or emotional pain?
so well let's start with the physical pain, then let's go to emotional and psychological pain as well.
Both, all are interconnected and interlinked. The physical pain, in the sense that the injury that we inflicted upon us, there is no injury which is accidental, in my opinion. This is how, after the detailed study of how psychosomatic order or thoughts creates a reality, everything that we create for ourselves, and we have the power to change anything and everything. That is what it is possible. So we will talk about the functionality of the brain. Say for example, now this my throat is troubling me, like this is my, but I don't consider this as my pain. This is a reflection of my thought process. Okay, there is something that I want to speak and I'm unable to speak, or I don't have the place to express. That is why you tend to get the the coughing or throat illness. So I need to sit with myself and heal. This is what all I do. It's not that it doesn't happen. So every time we are encountering something in our life, and we can deal with it in whichever way you said. In the beginning, you said it very rightly, that what we respond to, how we respond to the situation, that determines the quality of our life. And I will add to that, Sonal, that whatever that happens, the response that we give depends on the meaning which we give. Our response is based on the meaning that we assign to.
Yes.
And the meaning that we assign to has two connotations. Either it is an automated, or we can change the meaning at any given point of time. So most of our responses are automated, and that is without any intervention, that we don't allow the automated system to take over us, and we respond in the similar fashion. That is what we have been responding from 0 to 7 years.
Well, okay, I need to understand that I'm not clear when you say, so
Yeah.
you say, what is so are you talking about the conditioning when you say the automated response? Are we actually talking about how we have been conditioned to respond to a certain, say for example, right now we're talking about the physical pain, right?
So now
No.
I'm coming on to physical pain and the automated response that I'm talking about. For the automated response, the thought has to have a pattern. That's a cause and effect situation, like, or stimulus and response, that in the psychological terms that we use. Say for example, we learn a lot during our childhood, and we are unaware about those learnings, and the potential the child has, we have no idea about it. So this is how we learn. I'm giving you a very basic example. So if you see something now, when you say thought, we have a lot of challenge. This is, I'm going to use it in the techniques which I'm going to share with you. That is why I need to clarify what the thoughts are. In your opinion, do you find the thought are easy or difficult to change?
Thoughts are difficult to change.
Very right. Very, very right. What if I make it very easy for you to change the thoughts? It's
Not easy.
just, yeah, it's just our understanding of the what thought is and how we think. And how do you know that you are thinking? How do you know you are thinking?
Well, that, so see, there I can answer you because that I've learned with meditation. That earlier, when I was not meditating, or when I did not understand that aspect, I used to think without even realizing, and the whole, the mind has its own thought patterns, and sometimes it has no relevance to what you're doing. But
Hmm.
meditation has taught me one thing, that there could be so as soon as the thoughts now come in, I'm very aware of my thoughts, because there is a way you can detach yourself and become an observer to that thought, so that you know that the thought is coming, so that you can bring your consciousness to the moment, and be mindful. So that's how I know that I'm thinking. That's what I do actually. So I'm
Yes,
aware.
yes, Sunil, this is a very wonderful way of saying it. But this does not answer my basic question.
Which is, how do you know you're thinking? Uh, Viralji, can you hear me? Viralji, you're frozen. Viralji, can you hear me? I think there is some technical glitch. You're completely frozen and we cannot hear you. So maybe you could exit and come back. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll just wait for him to come back. Again, this is very interesting. One thing that he mentioned is, uh, that actually we invite these diseases into our lives. I had no idea, and let's find out how we do that, because mind is it's a very complex machinery. Let's face it, and how it works. God knows, or the scientists who are actually working on it. So that it's quite possible that in our thought process, we are actually throwing those thoughts out somewhere, which is actually coming back to us in some form or the other. I let's wait for Viralji to clarify on that. In the meantime, if you have any questions for Viralji, please feel free to leave it on the comment section. I will get to them as we are talking, and if they're relevant to the question that I'm asking, then I will just pick it up as we are talking. Otherwise, I'll get to them at the end of the show. One thing that I have actually learned over the period of time is, what he was talking about. There is no way to stop the mind from thinking, right? Because it's the functionality of the mind to think. But what we can do, and this I can tell from experience, it's not something that I've just read. This is something that I actually do almost on a daily basis. Is through mindfulness, through meditation, there is a way to actually literally become an observer to your thought. And the moment you become an observer to what you're thinking, A, you're very aware of what you're thinking. B, you can either decide to apply your brain, because maybe it is relevant for you to think about that aspect, or you have a choice to actually become mindful and just be in the present. Because as they say, I'm a big fan of Eckhart Tolle, and for me, that his book has completely transformed my life, I feel. The Power of Now, like for me, there was a life before Power of Now, and then there is a life after Power of Now, and I make sure that I actually abide by that book. So whenever I try and not identify myself from the brain. It's a very hard process. I'm nowhere where I can say that I'm completely aware all the time. Not at all, actually. But there is a way to do it through meditation. And one of the things that we can do for our own selves is not to attach ourselves with the mind. Sometimes the mind takes over your entire life, and we struggle because, see, a lot of times you'll realize once you start being mindful that what you're thinking has actually no relevance to either your situation. Your mind is either in the past or it's in the future. And you can't change the past, and you have no idea what's in the future. The only gateway to life that you have in your hand is this moment. So the way to be positive at uh, in any situation is to be completely connected to your own self. And the way to connect to yourself, that I've realized over a period of time, is to be in the moment. Viralji, I hope you're going to be back soon, because I'm pretty sure the audience don't want to hear me giving gyan to all of them. Well, this is not gyan, guys. This is actually something that I truly believe in, and I actually practice it in my daily life. I would in the till the time we get Viralji back, I would love to hear what you think, what you do to heal yourself, to deal with the pain that you have. Because we all have, to a certain extent, our own ways of dealing with it. Whether it could be music, it could be meditation, it could be just going out in the nature, because nature actually has a big healing power on most of us. The moment you're close to nature, something happens to you. So I would love to hear from the audience as to what they do when they are going through some struggle in their lives, and then we can actually pick up a thread of conversation till the time Viraji is back. Because I don't want to give gyan to any of you out there. I'm not there yet. But for those of you who have not read Power of Now, I would strongly recommend that you read. There are two books that he has written, and he's written other books as well. But he has written Power of Now, and then there's a smaller book which talks about implementing the Power of Now. So when you read the Implementing the Power of Now, that really shifts your thought process drastically, because he actually talks about how to implement what he has written in Power of Now in your daily life. Not your daily life, in fact, in every situation of your life, like every moment of your life. So now it's so funny, in a lot of times when like all of us, the mind drifts takes its own journey, and suddenly I realized that, oh, what am I thinking? And then Power of Now kicks in and brings my awareness to now. Viralji, please come back. Audience is waiting for you, and so am I. I wonder what happened. Let me. You need to. Let me just quickly call him. Viralji, you need to just click on the same link that I sent you earlier. That will bring you right back onto the studio, and then I will be able to see you. I don't see you here. That means you are not in yet. Guys, let me quickly call him, figure out what's happening. Hello? Oh, acha. Okay, I'm just waiting. Okay. All right, he's coming. There was a bit of a power failure, and so guys, please hang in there. Don't leave it. He will be right with us shortly. There he is. He is right back.
Sorry, light up.
All right. Light. Okay, that's okay.
It's okay.
So that's fine. Guys, thank you for being patient, and thank you for listening to anyway. So let's move on. So what we were discussing was psychological and emotional pain, and you were talking about the responses, the automated response, and how you can change the responses.
Yes. So to help us to understand that, what we need to understand is the uh, I told you about the child. The basic how a child, or as the brain learns. So there is an example of once you see the fire. Now the visual of the fire. I was talking about how do you know that you think. That was my
Yes.
basic question to you. So how do you know that you think?
The thoughts come to you, right? So you think.
But how do you know that the thought is coming to you? How
Oh,
do you identify?
how you identify with that? I don't know.
No, identify with that, Naya. What is that happens in your brain so you know that you are thinking?
What happens in the brain? The brain triggers some memory, or it triggers some.
How do you know that it is triggering the memory?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me explain. This is for the audience also. This is maybe new thing to understand, and this is so simple. So from now onwards, if you understand this principle, it will be very easy for you to change the way you think. Number one. The second is the change the way you respond by creating the reframes, the frame or the meaning that you give to the life. Even by changing the meaning, you can change your thoughts. Even to change the thoughts, you need to know what the thought is. And very aptly, this program is online cafe. So how is the coffee made? Basically, the coffee is made from the milk, the sugar, and the coffee powder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the thought is not one thing. To make the thought, you have to have three ingredients.
Right.
And the
Okay.
three ingredients are: one, the visual, the sound, and the feeling.
Acha.
So when you
Okay.
think, either you are thinking in the visuals or
Yes.
sound or feeling, and all together, the combination of the three is what the coffee makes it and what the thought makes it.
Okay.
Now you understand this. To change the coffee, what you do is you change the milk or sugar or the coffee. Similarly, you can to change the thoughts, you can make changes in the visuals, auditory, or kinesthetic. That is feeling.
How do we, okay. So two things. I have two questions on that. One you said that we attach our own meaning to the thought. Secondly, you said we can change the visual or the way we feel about a thought. How do you do that? How do you change the meaning and how
Yeah. Coming on to that, there are two different techniques. One is for the the response you generate. Response is generated out of the meaning. That's a one technique, and the another technique is to how to change thoughts. So when you see the fire, the visual of the fire, the heat that you feel, and the burn that you have, this is stored in the memory, and this is a pattern. Now anything you see of this kind, the brain processes and says there is a threat.
Right.
So this has become pattern, and similarly we build many patterns, because brain is a very lazy kind of an organ. It doesn't want to remember again and again,
Right.
so it stores in the memory, and then whatever is stored in the memory as a pattern comes up,
Correct.
an automated response, where you are not actually doing anything. Unconsciously you are responding. So in a way, if you look at it, most of our responses that we generate is out of the patterns that we have built in ourselves, and it is possible to change the patterns that we need to realize. And by changing the pattern, you can change anything that happens to you around.
So I'll just take a small example and then maybe we can work on it, the actually understand better. So say for example, somebody hurt me. Okay. I felt hurt about, somebody for whatever reason. Now that hurt, in the way that I feel the hurt is I feel sadness. When I feel the sadness, different people feel sadness in different ways. So maybe the tears come out, or you feel heaviness in your chest. So those are the ways that I know that I'm feeling sad, right? Now, what do you change in here to make it better?
Okay, so give me something which is very practical, and that what you have, at any incidents that you must have felt sad.
Many
Do you have
instances.
what was the last one? Give me the last one.
Um. Okay. I'll
I
just give
don't want
you.
to, just I don't want to get into the detail of your experience.
Okay.
Okay? You just tell me, okay, this is an experience, one experience that you must have felt at some point of time. So give me the reference of the time only.
Or you don't want the experience. You
I,
just
I,
want
I don't. I just want you to remember the experience.
in my own head. Okay. I'll remember it.
Okay. So when you remember, do you feel hurt right now, or do you feel sad right now?
No.
Then we cannot change it.
Oh, you're talking about oh, I get it. You're talking about a past hurt which I still feel hurt about.
Yes,
Oh, I don't feel hurt about anything right now.
that's
So
very
I'm the
nice.
wrong example. I'm probably the wrong example then.
Yeah.
Guys, if there's anybody who wants to, you don't need to share much. You just have to bring in your hurt to yourself, and so that Viralji can tell us a technique to get past it. I'll wait for the audience to get back to us if there is somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
It's a very easy thing to do. I will explain it to you and do it with you, so you how you actually get rid of your own pain.
yes.
So let us talk about the physical pain first. We go step by step.
Yeah.
Almost every illness that I said in the beginning that we invite. So there is a psychosomatic thought which is attached to the the kind of disease that we have or the illness that we experience. So, like in each and every part of the body is connected with your instantaneously. This is direct connection between the mind and the brain is one system. So
Acha.
the immediately when you think of something, it is going to reflect in the body. Immediately. It's not going to take much time. Okay. And when you want to heal any of the illness, I will give you a technique which I always use it. And this is most profound technique by a very high level, renowned international spiritual master. Though this is not my technique.
Okay.
My techniques are coming a little later. But this technique which you can use it. So what happens is, when you have any aspect in the body which is an illness, or say this my own challenge, so what I have to do is sit into a meditative state.
Yeah.
And ask myself a simple question: what has created this condition in me?
Okay.
What has created this condition in me? Now, after asking the question, I should relax and wait for the answer to come. Your unconscious will surface the answer. The moment unconscious surfaces the answer, the second commitment that you made with yourself is to, I'm ready to let go. So when you say let go, what it means, like you're catching the hot potato and there is an urgency to leave it, immediately nobody has to say anything to you to leave it. It's an auto response. Similarly, you can have that auto response and decide to leave that thought.
Decide to leave the thought that you
Yeah,
have something.
yeah. You just say, I'm ready to let go.
Acha. Okay.
This defines that how the pattern is formed. In an example, I've already told you how the pattern is formed.
Yeah.
So here, by making a decision, or when you said about the meditation, when you observe, what happens is all the pattern get actually weakens up, and you lose those patterns.
Okay.
So there is an observant between the automatic stimulus and response, and that is what the meditation that we talk about.
Correct.
Now, after the second stage, what is the third thing which you do? Brain do not forget anything. It remembers everything. So this pattern can never be unpatterned. Remember this very carefully, what I'm talking about. You have to rewrite something on the brain enough times to enforce it, so the second pattern becomes operative and not the first pattern.
Get it.
Okay, you cannot go away with the patterns. You cannot be pattern. You have to reimpose another pattern on you. How do you do that? By whatever thought this is created. Suppose I say, okay, I wanted to speak something to somebody and I was unable to express at that point of time. And that is why this condition is there. Probably that is what the reason is. So I say that it's easy for me to express myself. I need to repeat it to myself. This is an affirmation. And the fourth is, I feel that I'm healed.
Okay.
How would I be talking to you if I'm healed? How would be my voice if I'm healed? Moment you do this, you are completely healed.
Okay. So let me just repeat that quickly, Viralji. Right now we're talking about physical pain, right? First, you sit down in meditation and ask yourself as to what caused you that physical pain, right?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
your subconscious will come up with an answer or whatever, right?
A situation.
A situation. Secondly, you say that you're ready to let go of the pain. right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So second, you say, okay, I've asked the question. My subconscious has given me a situation. Second, I'm ready to let go of the pain. That's the second response. Third is you said to change the
Put an
re
affirmation, the contrary affirmation.
contrary affirmation saying, I don't have the pain.
No, it's about the whatever thought which has created this condition.
So what was the third thing again? If you could just explain me again.
You affirm, you just put a positive affirmation. So rewrite the pattern.
Saying that I'm fine. My pain
Not
is gone.
saying that you are fine. You are just saying what a contrary thought is. Your contrary thought depends on the original thought.
Just give me an example of that. I'm not understanding. So you're saying contrary thought to the original.
Yes, the original thought at what has created this condition in me.
So whatever your subconscious comes up with, say for example, my subconscious came up with a thought that, I have this throat congestion because I drank cold water, for example, right?
No, that's not a psychosomatic. That is an external reason.
Oh, you're talking about a situation then.
See, psychosomatic and the actual condition that you come up with, they are two different things.
Okay.
If I'm drinking the cold water and I'm getting the pain in my throat, every time it's not going to happen. This is a belief that you have created.
So what is the psychosomatic reason for that aspect?
There is a manual, there is a list of the thoughts related to each illness. And I will share on this comment the name of the book which you can refer, where it will give you the complete, all the thoughts connected to your illness. There is a Bible. I call this as a psychosomatic thought process Bible. And in this Bible, there are thoughts which is given, and there are affirmations which are given. So you just pick up the book, pick up the affirmations, and pick up the thought.
Okay. So now I get it. So what you're saying is that every physical pain that we feel is associated with one thought. You have to identify that thought first. And then when you say that you have to create a contrary thought to that, is what the third step is. So first we need to know what that thought is, and
Yes.
that we can get it from the book that you're mentioning, or
Yes.
online, or I
Yes.
don't know.
Yes.
Is
It
it
is
available
very easily
online?
available. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Could you also tell us the name of the book, Viralji, so that we don't lose
You can heal your body.
You can heal your body.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So for the audience, I'm just
This book contains only the thoughts and the affirmations.
The thoughts and the affirmation, but the thoughts are related to your physical pain, right? So this book
Yes.
contains the thought associated with one particular, all aspects of physical pain. So then it becomes easier for us to create the contrary thought process, because that helps us change our thought patterns in ourselves. Because like you said, we cannot wash it off, but we can always change it. So that will help us recreate our conditioning in our heads, right?
Yes.
And the fourth stage is, you say, I'm
Feel.
healed.
Feel.
I'm done. I'm completely healed.
Feel.
Or you feel that you're healed. As if it's already done. Like it's as if it's already happened.
Yes.
Okay. And how many times do you have to do that? Like, do you have to do that every day or once a day? What? Just
once? Perfectly once.
Just once.
Yes.
And you will be healed.
In the morning, if you would have talked to me, I was unable to speak.
Oh, really?
I was coughing that much that it was not possible for me to continue one sentence.
Really?
So this is at the speed at which you can heal yourself.
Why don't we heal COVID that way, Viralji? We'll come to that later. That's going to be a completely completely different conversation. I don't want to distract anybody from the conversation.
Nothing on the COVID right now. Nothing on the COVID.
Nothing on the COVID. Yeah. Okay, so this is about the physical pain. Now let's move on to the emotional pain. How do we heal ourselves from emotional pain?
So you have to give me some example, or otherwise I will do a blanket process. Remember anything? Remember anything from your past, which is causing pain?
I can remember something from the past, but I'm not feeling the pain, so I can't.
Then it is not possible.
Guys, in order for us to demonstrate, there's a comment from Tanaz. Your body speaks your mind, and it's all in your head. Are awesome books I've read. Okay, great, Tanaz. I'm going to highlight that comment as well. If there is anybody out there who is actually feeling a past pain, please write on the comment section. You don't have to share your situation. You just have to say, yes, I felt hurt. You need to feel the hurt, and then Viralji can guide us through, the healing process. Or we're just going to do a simple blanket technique, right? Viralji, why don't we go ahead and just talk about the technique, because so far I've not seen anybody talking about a particular situation.
Because they feel that they have to talk about their pain. Okay.
You don't need to talk about the pain. You just have to feel the pain within yourself.
So okay, I'm going to share the technique with you. I want you to think something that has caused pain to you in your life. Okay, any incident, though you may not feel the pain.
Okay, yeah, I thought about it.
So when you think, what is the picture that comes to your mind? Do you get any picture? Do you get any picture?
Yeah, I get a picture of myself when I was I picture myself, especially.
Yes.
Tanaz says she can feel it, so we can actually take Tanaz's. Tanaz, is
Sure.
it okay then if we just go through the healing process with you? So yeah, so we'll just take. She feels a particular pain from the past. So let's take it from there, Viralji.
Okay, Tanaz, just remember the incidents and tell me the size of the picture that you visualize.
I have a better idea. Do you want me to bring in Tanaz onto the show?
We can do that as well. Wonderful. That's a great thing to bring
Tanaz, Tanaz, is it okay if I bring you onto the screen? I'm going to send you the link. That will be better. Then it's going to be a completely live demonstration. I'm going to send her the link.
Send the link.
Tanaz, perfect. Tanaz, I've sent you the link. Please just click on the link and you should be in the studio. Just bear with us for a few seconds, guys, and we're gonna have demonstration of the healing process.
Meantime, if you have any question, you can ask me.
You mentioned that there is a relationship. There is a correlation between physical pain, emotional pain, and psychological pain. So, could you elaborate on that as to how they are interrelated?
See, as I said, every thought that we think, so always what the pain that we experience in the body is not just a random pain that comes. What we normally say that आपने कहा कि ठंडा पानी पीने से मुझे खांसी हो गई. नहीं. You'll be surprised that I drink the cold water even in this throat condition.
Okay.
So I feel the external is not the that can affect your body. It's all your thought that affects your body. Okay. The environment that we can control. So what happens is, then whatever thought that you think, it immediately reflects on your body. Immediately. Which thought The thought is not just the picture or visualization that you do, that you actually feel within yourself. And most of the thoughts, most of the emotions comes out of your formative years, that is 0 to 7 years, and which you will experience the different kind of pain. And I have encoded those pain, and termed as 12 pain points in our life that we carry on and continue till now. Even when we are talking, I'm just not talking about myself, we are actually connecting to our past and living our past. We are not living in present. We are living through all the patterns that we have instilled in ourselves from the childhood. And the spiritual journey is all about delinking your own experiences and memories, clearing everything out of your mind, clearing all the memories and the charge the memory has. So, all memories without the charge do not affect your body. Any memory with a negative charge affects your body.
Achha.
Any
I
memory of
have
the
Taraz.
positive charge. Yes.
Please go ahead. Finish your thought process, Viralji, and then I'm going to have Taraz because she's in the studio. But just before that, just finish your thought process, please.
Any memory that is a very pleasant memory can recharge your body very well. So we live by the memories, an automated memory process that we do. In the spiritual process of the spiritual enlightenment, what we actually de-link ourselves with all the memories that we carry. Either it is a pain or a pleasure. So we go out of all the both the states and clean ourselves completely to experience who we are in its fullest form. And that is one of the reasons why we choose as a soul the contrary condition. The contrary condition, because of that, we go through a certain pattern of experiences. And life forces us to deal with those challenges again and again and the patterns. Like you are cheated in the relationship, you are going to keep on being cheated unless you deal with yourself. If you are uncomfortable in a relationship in one aspect, you will be uncomfortable in every relationship. So unless you recreate the pattern, this will continue. To
Correct.
deal to help you that, I have created the process which I called recode. So in that recode, I simply create the process and give it to you to work on yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna hold the thought right there. I'm gonna go through that this particular aspect of my question once we go through the process with Taraz.
Hello.
Hi, Taraz.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Tanas.
Viraj. Hello. How are you?
Thank you for joining us. This is so wonderful. This is the first time I'm doing this, like calling somebody in the studio live. This is so beautiful. So, yeah. So, Viralji, on to you.
So can we start, Tanas? Okay, I want you
Yes.
to remember the incidents which is causing pain to you even now.
Yes.
Okay. So when you see this, when you remember this, what kind of a picture that you see? Is it a large or a small picture in your mind?
A large picture.
A large picture. Does this picture has the you in it?
Yes.
Okay. Does this picture have a sound?
Yes.
Is it 3D, three dimensional?
Absolutely. Yes.
You feel that this is happening now,
Yes.
and where the pain is in your body, can you experience?
Uh,
Heart? Okay. So now I'm going to ask you to do some work in your picture that you are seeing it, and the sound you are listening, and the feeling that you are feeling. So I am going to ask you to come out of this movie. Can you walk out of this movie? Because you are your own editor. You can edit anything. So can you just come out of this movie?
yes. I'm out.
Okay. You must be listening to the sound. Are you listening to the sound?
So when I'm out of the movie, you want me to listen to the sound?
Now, when you're listening, you are out of the movie, but still you are seeing the movie.
Okay. Yes.
So you're listening to whatever that happened in that incident.
Yes.
Can you make it the sound very funny?
Yes.
Okay. If person is very shouting, make it like a cartoon talking to you, or just make any change that you like. Okay,
Yes.
now change this picture into black and white instead of color.
Okay.
Okay, now can you make it smaller?
Yes.
Okay, make it a very small,
Yes.
and just take it in your palm. Take it in your palm, make it very small. Just forward your palm and just take it in the palm. Okay, so now the picture is in your palm. When I'm going to clap and ask you to throw. So when I say clap, when I clap and I ask you to say throw, at the same time, immediately you will throw this in the past. That is in the back of you. Okay, so let's do it. Throw. Immediately throw. Throw. Immediately throw.
Okay.
Throw. Now open your eyes. Open your eyes and just follow my finger in the 8. Just roll your eyeballs like you are seeing the 8. Okay. Now I want you to remember that incident again. Are you remembering?
Yes.
Feeling the pain?
Not really.
Can you check your heart? Is there a heaviness or something?
No.
So this is gone permanently.
Wow.
And tell me what in how many years before this incident has occurred?
Okay, Veeralji, I can be very, very honest about the whole thing. I mean, I have nothing to
No,
hide.
no,
I'm
it's
very
okay.
transparent.
We want to tell the audience. You can be honest. We want to tell the audience that you can do without even getting into the content. My whole
Okay.
process, without getting into the content, you can change your thoughts, and I will decode this entire technique for you.
So this is in 2019.
Okay. So even at least 1 year you carried this thought, correct?
Yes. And I tried to get rid of it. I tried to, but I was unable to.
Are you sure you are free of that?
Absolutely.
Yes. So I have changed the thoughts which are of 10 years, 25 years, 35 years, that they have restored the pain within themselves. And it is easier to get rid of these pains in just seconds.
So Vidalji, can we go through the technique step by step?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So to change any memory or change any incident, we store the incidents because of the high intensity of the emotions that we have felt at that point of time.
Yes. Correct.
And we have stored and coded the picture in our brain, in our neurons, in a particular way. So when that files open up, what you feel exactly, you see the picture. We see the picture in mind continuously. I said we think, and we think only in the images, sound, and feelings. So those images keeps on coming to us. Now, contrary to what Tanas is experience, I want you to experience something different, which will help audience to realize what am I doing, and helps them to understand how we can make the changes. So I want you to remember something that you did good about in your life. One incident.
You're talking to Tanaz or me?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, to me. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can think about something.
Okay. So, what image that you see in your mind? Is it big or small?
Uh, the- it's big.
It's big. And is it 3D? There is a
Yes.
lot of colors. You are there in the movie.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about this?
Feel good about it.
Is the movie away? Is this image away from you or near you?
Uh, Away from me.
Away. Okay.
It's almost like happening here while I'm sitting here. It's almost like a projection.
Projections. Okay. So can you bring it more near?
Yeah. Okay.
Can you make it more bigger?
Yes.
Can you enlarge the sound? Sorry. Can you raise the volume?
Yes.
And what kind of feeling that you feel now?
Really good. Like a meditative almost.
So we have heightened your feeling. Whatever feeling, what was your feeling?
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is like, yeah. So like, yeah. I'm feeling like almost like heightened sense of whatever I was feeling. Like I'm almost like it's almost like a meditative way of feeling that entire
Yes.
situation.
So
Yeah.
the only question, the litmus test is: do you feel more heightened or enlightened? I mean, is your sense of feeling is more heightened than previously you had
Oh,
felt?
oh yes. Oh yes. Far more heightened actually. Wow.
This is it.
So uncanny.
So can I share two more techniques with you?
Yeah. Sure.
Much simpler. Tanas, do you remember any of the incidents again? Any pain? Any more?
No, this was one pain which was I was trying to, but I was unable to. Only one.
Is there any other
No.
anybody else?
Sonal, should I
Uh,
exit?
yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining us.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Viralji. Thank you, Sonal. Bye bye.
And see you. Bye.
Yes, Sonal.
Yes. So that was like it was heightened to another level when I experienced it right there. And now within that second, I was trying to do it again, and I again felt a sense of that heightened uh, feeling of whatever I was feeling. So
Okay, I'm
so
going to give you another technique, another simple technique.
but what is the technique?
Mo-
So Viralji, this is something that you asked us to do, and we did it. When we had to do it within us, our own self, how do we do it?
I will share with you. Let me share
Okay.
two more techniques and then I will decode on every aspect.
अच्छा ठीक है perfect ठीक है
So one more technique is simpler, as Tanas was saying, correct?
yeah
That she was feeling very heavy in the heart.
yeah
So understand this, that suppose we have not done this technique on her,
yeah
and she is feeling very heavy on the heart.
yeah
So whichever part of the body that you feel the feeling,
हाँ
say for example you are feeling in the heart here, okay, you are
yeah
feeling here somewhere, all that you need to do is take your hand and put your hand on the body where you feel
the hurt
the heaviness or the pain is, correct,
yeah
and just rub a little bit and feel that the feeling that you are feeling in the body is shifting.
okay
Make it shift here, थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे, थोड़ा सा
okay
चेंज कर, just
ठीक है
उसको मूवमेंट दो, just give a small change to that feeling and just shift it to any side, right, left, above, below, whatever it takes. or just
Okay.
spread it a little bit. This will change your feeling, change the way you feel about the pain, and completely your response to the situation will change.
So wherever you're feeling the pain, you kind of massage that, a little bit around that place, and that's it. Just stay with the feeling, and it will help.
There is a correction here.
Okay.
Wherever pain is there now, when you remember the incidents, where do you feel the heaviness? You have to
Yes.
identify that.
Yes. Yes.
So this is not about the physical pain. People may understand this as a physical pain. No.
Correct. Correct. You're right.
So the feeling that you are feeling in the body, which is heavier, that you actually shift.
Okay. So
Understand that it is not permanent in the body and it can be shifted. So you just shift by your hand.
Okay. So that's another technique. That's a simple technique. Okay.
The third one,
Yeah.
which is more of a, you need to understand the brain differently in this case.
Okay.
Now I want you to remember two incidences.
Yeah.
Remember one incident, whatever it is. I'm not bothered about it is pain or pleasure or whatever it is. Remember this incident. One incident. It can be
Just
anything. Just I said incident number 1. What is the feeling attached to this? Just let me know the feeling.
joy.
Joy. Okay. I want you to experience another feeling and another memory connected to that feeling.
Another memory connected to the same feeling of joy.
No, some other feeling.
Acha, not joy, but
Some
maybe,
other memory. Some other memory.
but the feeling can be the same.
No, it can be anything. Let us explore what is the feeling.
Acha. Yeah.
So we term this as an incidence number 2.
Okay.
So now you know there is a memory number 1, incidence 1 and incidence 2.
Yeah.
So actually how brain stores the information we will identify from these two incidences. Okay. I want you to see whatever the memory that you are seeing in the space.
The first one?
Yes. So where do you feel? In the side, right, up? What is the distance? How far it is? Identify that.
A little far.
Little far. Just spot that point. Okay. Now remember the second. Yeah. Remember the second incidence?
Yeah.
Spot it where it is in the spatial.
It's closer.
It's different space.
Different space, yes.
Yeah. Okay. What is the feeling associated with the second one?
Happiness?
Okay. Now take the second one.
Yeah.
So imagine you can move your images. Just you are an editor. You can do anything. So shift this image into the joyous image.
This image into the first image.
Yeah. Wherever this image is in this space,
Yeah. Okay.
just shift it to the first incidence and merge it into the first.
Okay.
So what happened to the second incidence?
It's gone.
So what is the feeling?
It's still fine. It's still joy.
Yeah, so you change the happiness to joy.
Yes.
So the whole point is that wherever we see the images, so imagine the second incidence is of the pain. Imagine. So wherever you see this picture, wherever the pleasant experience is there, you shift the image into the other side.
Acha, acha, acha.
and the pain will go.
Okay, okay, okay. So you shift.
Sim-
So you shift the pain image to the happy image, and
yes,
it'll
yes,
go, because right now how the happiness changed into joy. I wish I took two different feelings that could have actually
yes. Yeah, you can do
transformed.
it. You can do it at your own pace.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Okay.
Now, what is that you want me to decode for the first technique that I have shared?
So the first thing that I would like you to decode for the audience is what you did with Tanaz, where you can heal yourself,
Okay.
basically.
So
How you can heal yourself.
the simpler thing is you need to understand when you see the pictures, when you listen to the sound and the feeling, you are linking it to something. You are associating with something in the brain, in the meaning that you create. So all your painful incidences will be, or whatever the pleasure incidences, will have a different space, and the format of that incidence will be different. So this is what I call the sub part of it. The image now you see is a large image. This can be smaller also. This can be far also. This can be 2D also. This can be 3D also. You are in the movie, you are not in the movie. So to release from the pain, these are the points that you need to understand. Whatever is the size of the image, you turn into black and white. Point number one. Point number two, if you are in the picture, just come out of the picture.
Acha.
If the image is large, make it small. If the image is 3D, still the image. Are you with me?
Yes.
Fourth case, whatever sound you are listening, make it a funny sound.
Okay.
And just make it very small, bring it in your hand, fist, and just throw it in the bag for 3 times.
3 times.
This is the technique.
Okay. So by doing that, actually, Viralji, we are almost decoding our conditioning, decoding
Yes,
our mind, right?
yes, yes,
Okay. So that memory goes away then.
yes.
That full memory it just like vanishes, like it just literally
Yeah,
just goes.
it completely goes up.
Okay. Wow. So this was one technique, and the other two you also explained. So those are very clear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That was that is so amazing. We have. I wish we could continue the conversation, Viralji, but we are out of time. We will come back, next Sunday and talk about other aspects of life. But this was mind-boggling. Hi, Jitenji. Good to see you here. Thank you, Tanaz. Um, we have a lot of people joining us. Hi, Alia, Atul,
Can I can,
Sylvia, Kochi. Yeah, please go
can I say
ahead.
the last? Can I say the last
Please.
thing
Yes, please
and
do.
give a solution to them?
Yes.
Pain is something. The pain is there in our life because we love the pain, and we are addicted to pain. Pain is an illusion. Pain is not the reality. And to de-addict yourself from the pain, the simple process that you can do is, and this is a very scientific process. There is a lot of research has been done on this, and I'm sharing this technique, though it is a very simple technique. But if you do it consistently, it is so profound that all your addictions to the pain will go off. Just imagine a light in your heart and meditate on that. Number one. So I'm giving you three
Sorry,
spots to meditate.
light in your
Light, heart,
right? Right.
and meditate on that light. Just
Light.
observe that light.
Okay.
The second is in the center of the brain. You imagine a light.
Okay.
Meditate on that light. And the third is there is a halo here.
Okay.
You meditate on this halo, seeing the light. If you see the light at these three places, all the addiction of the pain that you have will go up slowly.
Okay.
That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Viralji. That was amazing. There are a lot of questions that we will continue in the next session.
Sure.
You know, there's never enough that we can talk to you about, and there's never enough that we can learn from you. Thank you all for joining us. Tanas, thank you for being live on the show. See you this Thursday on the Bloomberg chat, and then Sunday with Viralji on your online. This is Sonal signing off. Bye.